The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news tonight, a frightening experience today for employees and customers at Scotiabank's East and Shirley Street branch after a bomb scare was called in. It's the second time in as many days that a local bank has been threatened in this way. As Andrew Knowles tells us, law enforcement sprang into action and they also sent out a warning.
A portion of East Street was shut down this afternoon, backing up traffic after Scotiabank's East and Soldier Road branch received a call of a bomb scare. It was around 1:38 p.m. when the bank's receptionist received the call that there were 3 bombs in the building.
And so the receptionist did what she ought to do, which is that she immediately alerted everybody, and then we proceeded evacuating the entire staff and all the customers who were in the branch at the time from the building right away.
Branch manager Don Cash says the bank was full of customers at the time, considering it was during peak banking hours. Nevertheless, she says customers were cooperative in evacuating and there was no panic. Firefighters and officers of the bomb squad immediately responded to the scene, thoroughly searching the building. Officer in charge of the Green Watch, Sergeant Alfonso Lewis, says the search came up negative. Now, not only did the bomb scare cause Scotia to shut down its operations, but surrounding businesses as well.
According to procedures, when a bomb goes off, it can affect the nearby areas about 300 feet nearby. So what the process is, we need to have all of the business establishments nearby within the 300 feet range evacuated for the safety, for all safety measures.
This is the second bomb scare in 2 days. Just yesterday, Royal Bank of Canada's main branch also received a bomb threat. Officers are cautioning the public of the seriousness of placing these types of prank calls.
In the event of a person report a false matter to the police control room, persons can be prosecuted if they are caught. We take this very seriously.
The staff obviously was quite concerned, even the customers. So if this was indeed, of course, we now think that, of course, it was a prank. And just the idea that we had to shut down roads, we had to shut down adjacent businesses, persons would have lost out at least an hour and a half of their banking opportunities. It's just not funny.
Now, although the bomb scare would have interrupted the banking operations, once the all clear was given, operations resumed. Andrew Knowles, ZNS News.
The Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, IRCA, has issued a 700 megahertz spectrum license to BTC and expect to issue the same license to Cable Bahamas. That band is considered an especially valuable fixed and mobile broadband network resource, given its suitability for fourth-generation long-term evolution technologies, or LTE. The spectrum license, which was issued August 13, 2012, is valid for a period of 15 years. IRCA's Director of Policy and Regulation, Stephen Barreau, explains what the technology will mean for service at BTC.
What it enables them to do is to offer better services similar to the type they offer now. The 700 band, which is what it's called, is a very popular band for offering LTE advanced services, which people will know as advanced 4G services or fourth generation mobile services. So from a BTC perspective, what they will be able to offer is faster data, better quality connections on their mobile network using the spectrum, together with some of the spectrum they already have.
The granting of the license follows a competitive evaluation process which started in March when IRCA issued a request for applications for the newly opened spectrum band. Considering BTC's monopoly on mobile phone service, Barreau explains what Cable Bahamas will be able to do and what it won't at this point.
Although the technology is most popularly used for mobile services, it can also be used to provide fixed services in your home. So what it can be used by Cable Bahamas to do is to extend their reach in relation to the fixed telephone and broadband services that they currently offer. So what it means is that Cable Bahamas will be able to offer services more widely, assuming that they take up the license they've been offered. So it will enable them to perhaps reach out a bit better, and in some cases to offer a slightly broader range of services on their fixed network. But obviously, as you've pointed out, BTC is the exclusive provider of mobile technology in the Bahamas for the next, well, until at the earliest mid 2014. So what Cable Bahamas will not be able to do is to offer the services on a mobile basis. So you won't be able to freely walk around with them without interruption in service.
Now, a total of 5 applications were received and were evaluated based on their overall business plans, financial strength, technical capability, and how best the general public would be served. 2 applications were denied because they did not meet the minimum criteria, and 1 application is pending approvals from other business investment and licensing bodies. The terms of the license requires BTC to make the service available to at least 75% of populations in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Eleuthera within 18 months of the issue date of the license, with improvement to 99% coverage on those islands within 30 months, plus the addition of at least 2 family islands. Subsequent additions of not less than 2 additional islands by both 42 and 54-month milestones are also required. In each instance, 75% population coverage is the minimum standard. Hastings McQueen with the murder of 50-year-old Owen Hanna. Hanna was shot and killed near his Redland Acres home on Wednesday. Police have also charged a second man in connection with the incident. He is 34-year-old Sumner Street resident Jovan Davis. Davis is charged with abetment to murder and accessory after the fact, which essentially means he allegedly helped McQueen avoid capture. The men were not required to enter pleas, and a voluntary bill of indictment will be filed, fast-tracking the case to the Supreme Court. Davis and McQueen are being held without bond at the Fox Hill prison tonight. A magistrate sentenced Stephen Dye Stubbs to 4 years in prison after his conviction on conspiring with others to import nearly 4,000 pounds of marijuana into the country back in 2009. Stubbs was also fined $50,000, and if he doesn't pay, he'll have to spend an additional year in prison. This after the court concluded that he was one of the main players in the matter. Meantime, the court sentenced Stubbs' co-accused, Dion Minnis, to 5 years in prison. Selva Hudson, who claimed he was only the mechanic on the boat where the drugs were found, was sentenced to 36 months in prison for possession of dangerous drugs and 2 years for possession of an unlicensed firearm and possession of ammunition. The sentences will run concurrently. All of the sentences take effect today. Stubbs, Minnis, and Hudson plan to appeal. Meantime, Stubbs co-accused Dion Minnis. He and Minnis were the main players on the trip. Again, those men are being held at the Fox Hill prison tonight. Well, stay tuned. There's more news after the break.